Now, if you're anything like me, one of the first things you're going to do when you get your Tesla Model 3 is look through all of the Tesla Model 3 accessories. Now, personally, before I had even taken delivery of my Model 3, I had it on order, and that's the time where I spent looking for all the popular accessories and ordering them to try them all out. With that being said, I've spent the last couple weeks testing these accessories and seeing which ones are great and a must-have on the car, and which ones I've already thrown away. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience with the wind noise reduction kit for the sunroof on top of the Tesla Model 3. Now, a couple really important things to note about this is I was doing research before I had gotten the car about the wind noise and this possible solution for $20. Now, since I have owned the car, there really isn't a wind noise that concerns me at all. So with that said, I don't think this accessory is required. It's definitely an optional thing you can put on your car, and coming in at only $20 for this accessory, it's definitely very affordable. Now, a couple other really important things to know is that you can buy this on different websites or you can buy it straight from Amazon. The packaging may be different, but the product should be exactly the same. They're measured out to fit exactly on the Tesla Model 3 sunroof, so you shouldn't have a problem with fitment. And since this accessory is very basic to manufacture, you really shouldn't have an issue with quality no matter where you order it from. Now, this is where it gets a little bit fun. I brought a GoPro out to the garage recording my installation process of this, and I had no practice beforehand, so you get to see kind of what it's going to be like for you as soon as you take it out of the package and try to install it on your car. And I can definitely say it was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. There are a couple YouTube videos that I watched beforehand showing how to install this. You basically just go from one corner to the other, and then you can do the opposite corners from there. And it wasn't as easy as that, and you'll see what I mean in the GoPro footage. So let's quickly switch over to the GoPro footage in the garage and go through the installation process. There was one trick that I used to help in the install, so you may get something out of that, and then we'll come back here and finish it all up. So here's how mine came, and this was from Abstract Ocean. And remember, wherever you're getting it from, it may have different packaging, but whatever it is, the product should be the same, and it's nicely folded up inside. It's basically just a big rubber band, and to give you an idea of what it kind of feels like and what it's made of, it's like a hollow rubber tube, kind of like a straw but thicker rubber. And the way you're supposed to install this is by tucking it into one corner, just like this, and it should kind of lock into that corner, and then going directly to the opposite side and putting in that corner. And then you do the opposite corners from there. Getting started on this, I was kind of noticing that it wasn't fitting exactly right. It looked like the panel gaps between right where I'm tucking in here was tighter than over here. It was a lot wider over there. But I got this one side in and it felt like that was going to be really easy. But as soon as I came over to this side to pull to the other corner, it just pops right back out. So wasn't too happy about that, and I thought, okay, maybe that was just first try, so we'll keep trying on this. So I tried tucking in this corner first and coming back and pulling it over. And as you can imagine, the same thing happened, but from the other direction. So I kind of did this a few times back and forth, and it just kept popping out. So I thought maybe this was just me. So I tried the other corners. I'd start in the other diagonal corner and see if it fit better here. This one fit in pretty well. As you can see, it's loose on one side. And then as I pulled it, it just popped right back out. As you can see, I wasn't too thrilled at this point. So I just kept trying, and I tucked in this corner and then came back over thinking it would be better over here. And it actually kind of locked in. So far at this point, it was looking pretty good, but then I went to get the other corners and it popped right back out. So it takes a little bit of practice, but the best method is to go from corner to corner. So I had this genius idea. Now, what this idea was actually turned out to help on the install, and that's some painter's tape. If you do this and kind of line it up and get the tape kind of pressed into there at the right time, so you're just gonna have to play with this and get it to the right spot. But if you get it there, it holds it just like if someone else was holding it in place. Having a person holding it would definitely help, but most of us are going to be doing this by ourselves. So once you have the two diagonal corners installed, then you can pull in the other corner. And this was actually working at this point. So I was just tidying everything up and making sure that it was tight all the way around. And you're left with this big overlap of just extra material, and you're not supposed to cut it. So what you do is basically just keep going around and spreading that material out so it's evenly tight throughout the entire roof. So everything was in place and it was even throughout the roof. So I just went along and pressed it all in through the top just to make sure everything was pressed down in between the gaps. Things were going well at this point, so I had a smile on my face. Everything looked like it was going to work out just fine. And then I realized that it wasn't going to work out. As I was pressing this into the corner, I was realizing how loose these gaps really are. It's not in there very tight. So imagine if you were driving over 50 miles an hour, or if you're going to a car wash, this is just kind of hanging here. And from experience just now tucking this into the corners, you know how loose these corners are. So I was afraid that if you drive at all, it's just going to come right out and be a hassle. So I can tell you, as far as my car goes, this is not going to be a practical solution. It just, these things aren't in there tight enough. So it's just going to come out either on its own, or I can't imagine even going through a car wash. So at this point, it basically is just going right in the trash. So all in all, for a $20 accessory, I think it was worth the test, but I don't think it's something that I'm going to be keeping on my car. It just didn't seem to fit tight enough to the car, and I felt like it was going to be a liability driving down the road or going through car washes. On top of that, at least speaking specifically for my Model 3, I don't have severe wind noise or even really noticeable wind noise that I would need to make quieter. So guys, there are a ton of accessories that you can put in your Tesla Model 3 that'll make it even better. I have a lot more videos coming. I've been recording them. I've purchased all of these things. I've been testing them in the car. So more videos coming soon. If you're interested in seeing them or other Tesla videos, consider subscribing. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.